Hello everyone, welcome back to card number 4 of our card making class for March. I have a set here that is actually an old Art Impressions stamp set. I'm not sure if this is still available. It's this cute little Doggie Kisses set. And I thought once in a great while we need something funny, so this was kind of a funny piece. And we will be using some sequins from Close to My Heart. I know these are retired, but you might still have some in your stash. We also gonna use some cardstock, and this is paper from our mix-ins. That's an older set, and a couple of pieces of glitter paper. And let me just give you a quick idea. This is cut 5.5 by 1 inch. You need 2 of these, and then this should be 2 and 2 1/4. All right. Yeah, this is cut 2 1/4 by 5.5, and then we have the 2 1/4 inch strip of glitter paper. Then we have our little phrases piece that is 1.5 by 3 1/4, and this one is 1 3/4 by 3 1/2. So it just gives you a little edge here. Okay, and stamping wise, so I stamped a couple of these little paw prints on the front and also on the inside, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And then Get Well Hugs is from our Under the Weather stamp set, and Just Sending is from, I think it was the set Candid Moments card making kit. So whatever you have on hand. I mean, I just always like to stamp a little phrase on the inside too. So let's get started. First things first, we're gonna adhere those strips to the card front, and one goes on the bottom. Make sure it's the right way around. Yep. Nothing worse than when you put your card together and realize, wait a second, the phrase that I stamped on the inside is all of a sudden backwards. You know, when you open it, it's stamped here. Happened before, wouldn't be the first. All right, so then we put this one in here, and I just like to use the liquid glue because it's easier to maneuver a little bit once you have it down, to line it up so it's nice and flush with the edges. Now we know that the green piece fits in here perfectly. So what I have done is I adhered my glitter strips right at the edge of these design paper pieces that we put on here. If it sticks over it a little bit, that's fine. Just so they're nice and even. Okay, and then we do the other one. And I actually, again, raised is always perfect. So if you have this Versamat, if you haven't had the Versamat, get one, because it makes lining things up really easy for you. So I did raise this one up a little bit, not by much, but it's got a little raised edge here. And also what I did was, you can use the pieces as they are, but I went around with my scissors and just distressed them a little bit, and this is how you do it. I leave my scissors closed and then just go around the edges, and our cardstock has this nice white core, so you can get all the dust on there. It's a little messy, but it just makes it a little more interesting. Like I said, if you don't feel like distressing anything, just use it as is. Here's number one. I also do this with the white one, just a little bit. So it gets a little extra roughed up edge. And we do the same with this one here. So I always hold my cardstock between two fingers, that way I avoid ripping it or bending, cranking it. It's just a little bit tougher on the edges, so you just want to pull towards you, not going back and forth, because that might rip it. I just always go in one direction towards me, and then be a little bit careful on the edge. You can also use a file. You know, when you have a nail file, you can use that to rough it up a little bit. And let's get rid of the dust here. Okay. And I stamped a little dog in black, and I just used one of the tri-blend markers. I still have the old-fashioned one where you have only one individual marker of each color, so and I just used one color. I'm not even bothering with shading. I just wanted to give it a little extra so it doesn't blend in too much. Okay, and then I just did these ones here, and if you have a little bit white showing, don't worry. It gives the whole thing character. And then we just color in the rest here. And once this, since they're alcohol markers, once this is dried up, it kind of blends everything in. Okay, here we have it. And then this is a white pastel pen that I use just to give the tail here a little bit white where his band-aid is at. If you don't have those, you can use a white gel pen, or you can use a marker with a different color. This one faded a little bit. Okay, so that should be it. Okay, now all we have left is put this on the front, and again I'm using my old tape here because I'm out of the other one, and this needs to go. It doesn't get better when it sits around here. So if you use different types of foam tape, that's fine. You just have to make sure it does have the same height. You know, you don't want one to be thicker than the other, because then things look uneven and just look funky. So if I use this, I just use this throughout the whole card, which you will see we need it one more time. Okay, there you have it. And while I love our little we have them in thick and in thin in the catalog, the foam dots, I like the thinner ones better, because these days with postage being a little on the pricey side, it's easier to send off. Oh, and when you adhere them, make sure you leave a little, see, this one's a little too close to the edge. I leave a little room here away from the edge, simply because I use glitter paper, and this stuff doesn't stick to glitter paper often too good. So this way I just stay in between here with my foam tape. It's not a must, but I just happen to like it this way. All right. Oops. A little bit crooked down here. Okay, that's better. All right. So now all that's left is adhere these two together. So the white one goes flat on top of the yellow one. Leave a nice space around it. And I want to put this down here. So if I use foam tape again on the whole thing, this is already raised. So what I'm going to do is I put on the back just a little bit foam tape here and here, and a little bit adhesive in the middle, and that should take care of it. So you flip it over, and I just cut this in half, and I put a little bit here and here, and I just put a little bit adhesive in the middle here. Peel these off. Otherwise it would be hanging in the air. We don't want that to happen. And then place it down like so. And I think that's good. So this way it's, you know, supports the area here where this one is raised and this one is flat on top. So there's no issue with this. Now all we have to do is place our little sequins on here, and it doesn't really matter how you put them, in a triangle, individually. I just this time put them in a row. And we need a little pencil. As you can see, I stamped the little paw prints a little bit different. I like this version better, but wherever you have room, depending on what phrases you use. And alrighty, and then I think on the inside it's just a little bit more doodling. Yep, so all I did was on the inside. And yes, I'm just using my pencil because this is gray, so it's really light, and I don't want a big black line here. And this will do. One more. Nice thing about the pencil line is if you don't like it, erase it, start over again. And I think that is it. So this is card number 4. I hope you enjoyed this month's project, and I will see you back here with more. Thanks. Bye-bye.